How we doing, everyone? I hope everyone's having an awesome day. And last night I was able to see Scream 6. So let's talk about Scream 6. So I was a fan of. I've seen them all. I've seen all of the Scream movies. I am a horror fan. It's not the top on my list, but I do like and appreciate good horror. Um, slashers are a breed of their own and are hit and miss. I prefer supernatural stuff, but there are a few slashers that I enjoy, and Scream is one of them because it doesn't really take itself seriously, and the characters and the red herrings are usually pretty cool to watch. So I mean, I like the last one, but again, got a little bit silly at the end with the fact that they left Courtney Cox, Gail Weathers, outside. With she just says, "Go." She's been stabbed. She's dying. They don't call her an ambulance or anything. They just like go inside and take care of him, Sydney, and then that's what she does. So the last few Halloweens have not been that great, so it's good to see a movie come back where it's along the same lines as the last one. And again, I had pretty much let's talk about the good and the bad and the ugly here. No pun intended with Clint Eastwood standing behind me. But it's good to see too that the whole team came back. The writing team, directing team, everything came back from the last movie. So it was almost like, a resurgence of getting everybody back together and saying, okay, we're back. What are we doing now? And the good news is that a lot of these creators, so the writers and the directors, all came from Ready or Not, which I'm a big fan of. I obviously love that movie. And I know it was a low budget, and I think that it took a lot of and swings, and a lot of them hit, and most of that is due to the cast. And I had never seen Samara Weaving before that film, and I thought she was just awesome. And I've been trying to keep up with everything she's been doing since. But she's in this film, and this is not really a spoiler. I'm going to try to keep away from spoilers because it's completely her death in the beginning is completely expected. So it's not like I'm giving anything away. So she's the main girl in the beginning, and what a waste to have her in for only 5 minutes of the film. What a waste. So she was in there, and she was the beginning girl, kind of like Drew Barrymore was in the original Scream movies, where it was a one and done type of thing, which we also thought was going to happen with Jenna Ortega in the last film, and she ended up living. So that's so the cast here, returning cast, and the new additions are all really good. I thought they were all really good. It's funny that Jenna Ortega has got to be like 5'1". And meanwhile, her sister, played by Melissa Barrera, is 5'7". So when they're walking down the street for one another, it's just so obvious that their height difference is just immense, So Mindy comes back, Chad comes back from the other movie along with the sisters, and they are like the Fab Four or whatever they call themselves. And I think the chemistry between them really works. So I enjoy watching them together. And I thought the actors did a good job. I could tell that they've, become good friends since the last film, and they kind of brought that chemistry to the film. And I thought it really worked. So Mindy's girlfriend who came in, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm looking this up real quick. I thought that she was from Nancy Drew, but I could be wrong. I forgot what she was from. But anyway, so she's one of the ones that are coming in. It's funny because Henry Czerny is also in it for a little bit, and so his scenes are limited. And and he plays a psychiatrist, and he's also from Ready or Not. So it looks like the team from Ready or Not was basically looking to come bring in some of the actors they liked to work with. And as you could probably from the trailer and everything else talking about it, Hayden Panettiere's Kirby is back. Her character from the other film, she's back. In fact, I remember the first one. I remember the last film, and of course this one. But the other ones in between there, the other three, I don't remember very much. I remember who the killers were, but I don't remember much more about it. So I'm going to have to go back and watch some of them. Josh Segarra is also in this, playing the love interest. And he was from Arrow. He played a villain in Arrow. Liked him. Dermot Mulroney is also in this, and he's had an amazing career. He's done everything from gangster films to I think the romantic comedy. He's done a romantic comedy where he was like a hooker that they bring to a wedding. So he's done a little bit of everything. And of course, Jenna Ortega is just knocks it out of the park every time. She's amazing. If you haven't seen Wednesday, then you're missing out because she did an amazing job with that. Courtney Cox comes back, and but Sydney is not. Sydney's not in it. So if you're expecting Sydney to show up, she does not show up in this film. And I was I watched some of the other reviews, and they all said the same thing. So, and I agree with the fact that it's good for her not to be in it. She would have detracted from the rest of the cast, and how many times can she swoop in and save the day? So I kind of agree with everybody else where it was good that she wasn't in it. So the cast is great. I thought the acting was really good. I thought some of the twists were really good in this. And having it in New York with the subways and everything like that, I thought there was a lot they could put in there. They just packed it with extras. I don't know how much they did on the streets, but they only cordoned off a few streets that they worked off, probably to keep the budget down. I didn't even know what the budget is. I know it did a few million yesterday already, and I saw that Ant-Man was like off the list completely. I mean, it had dropped so far that wasn't even on the list of movies that made any money. That's pretty sad. But yeah, with this movie and 65, which I haven't seen yet, and the Japanese anime, I mean, it just pushed Ant-Man down into nothing. And then Liana Liberto is also in it. So again, the cast is just really good. And I think that she was on Light of the Feather, yeah. So, which is a Hulu show. So anyway, cast really good. And the director's really good, and I thought that the cinematography was very good, which you kind of have to have the shadows and him popping out, and all of the stunts and stuff like that. I thought all that was really good, and there was a couple of questions like I had about how he was able to get in some of the apartments and stuff to that effect, and then we actually get that explained. So I was happy about that. So. Overall, really good. I love the setting of the end fight. Again, it was all really good. I enjoyed it. I didn't fall asleep at all, and I think it was right at 2 hours. So it actually was a little bit too long, I thought. But overall, I thought the pacing was pretty good. So moving on to the problems, I just didn't like, and and I don't know whose decisions this is because the same thing happened again in the other film where people are stabbed, and it's only really happened towards the end. Because other reviewers have said the same thing, where people have mortal injuries, and first of all, let me go back because some of the gore I thought was a lot better on this one, where we went, ooh, that's gonna hurt. We saw a little bit more gore in this one than the other film. Anyway, going back to the stab wounds and people just forgetting about them. I'm going to get up and walk around. But the other reviewers had said this, and for the first half of the film, or first 2/3 of the film. I'm like, nah, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it so far. And then it gets to the end, and you're like, yeah, now I understand what they're saying. People are getting stabbed, and it's just not affecting them at all. Or Ghostface in this, has weapons, just not just the knife this time, but we have actual gunplay going off everywhere. And there's some stuff that happens. You're just like, how are you walking around? how are you walking around? And again, I like the twist at the end. I did not predict it. I predicted one of the people, but that was it. So, and then I brought up the acting was very good, but there's one particular actor, and I won't say who. It's a male actor, and you'll probably see it as time goes on, that he's just a little bit too over the top. He just needed to bring it back just a little bit. There's one guy who's over the top, and then some of the stab wounds with them walking around, and then just probably cutting off maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And I think this would have been a good film. I'm going to give this probably an 8 out of 10, but I probably would have bumped up to like an 8.5 or more if there wasn't the mortal wounds and people walking around with mortal wounds and forgetting that they have them. But yeah, again, it's just, I don't know. I guess because of the fact that it's not taking itself seriously, so they're fine with it. But yeah, it's only so much that the audience can take before they go, what? So like Fast and Furious, they just dial that back a bit. The suspension of disbelief, they just dial it back a bit. So it's a little bit more realistic. I think that would be a good thing. So that's it for me. So 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed my time at the theater last night, and I hope you guys do as well. I would definitely suggest going out and seeing it if you're a Scream fan, or if you just want to go have some fun and do one of these. Also, we have now set up Tales of Ravenor for printing. So the problem is I'm leaving for Atlanta in a couple of weeks. I wanted to get the test in, but I don't want it sitting outside, so I'm probably going to go ahead and order the test books while I'm gone, and so that they're here when I get back. And then I'll start doing fulfillment on that. Lords of LA is completely fulfilled, and we are on pencils on page 19, I think I got today. Once I get to 24, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start probably putting the Kickstarter together for that. And we're going to be launching the audio book for Destiny Aurora. I know that we have it up on Audible, but if a lot of people don't have Audible, I'll be able to send them downloads. And this will, if we can get past the $25 or $3,000 mark, then we can start, putting money towards the next one. And that would be great if I can start doing the audio book for the next installment, because we have 4 Destiny Aurora books out, and I would love to start new number 2 with the present VO artists that I have. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for the support. Remember to like, subscribe, and all the YouTube things, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right, bye-bye.